On the drive-in, I saw a lot of people taking advantage of the weather today.
It's beautiful.
Got the shorts and t-shirts on, walking around.
I saw a meme that I wondered, it was Chris Farley just walking around looking exasperated. It was like trying to do fall stuff when it's 90 degrees out.
Yes.
And it is interesting because like there were two camps on this, right? We went to the Halloween store and it was like 82 and I was like, no one will be here today. Like they're not thinking about it. Packed.
Really?
Yes.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, so I think it's like people are doing the season they want to do. If they want to hang on to summer, they're doing that. If not, they're just plowing forward with fall. And
I heard a lot of boats on the lake. We're kind of near it, and I could hear a lot of boats.
Because you know this is like, it might be it. And you know, we know fall will win eventually. We'll talk about that transition coming up. Let's start with our current temperatures, which are in the 80s. 82 in Portland, 83 in Wells, 83 in Sanford. These are big numbers for this time of the year, right? As we've kind of discussed last week too, to have temperatures in the low to mid 80s when your average high is in the low 60s is a really big departure. Central and northern Maine similar, 79 in Bangor and 77 in Howland and 81 in Millinocket. And you look up into Fort Kent, there's really no difference based on the latitude here. It's very similar, pretty much statewide, all warm stuff. Visible satellite looks good, a lot of sunshine out there, and as I mentioned before, you know, the sun isn't going to be enough to get these temperatures down. Our air mass has to be warm, which it is, but certainly the several degrees that it adds helps put us into that zone where we're at least going to threaten some record highs today. They're actually pretty high record highs today in the mid 80s, but we have a chance to get there in Portland, and maybe Bangor can at least tie it as well. Rest of today looks good. It does look like we develop an onshore flow eventually, so the coast likely sea breezes out in the afternoon. Not something you think about too much in the fall. Usually you don't have too many sea breezes because the ocean temperature is warm and the land temperature gets cooler, but not in this case. It's just too warm. Inland stays in the low 80s through the afternoon, and then tonight we're in the 50s and some 40s in the mountains, but pretty mild for this time of the year. One more warm day tomorrow. Not as warm as the last two, but there is a chance to get to 80, and you can see in Freiburg and Lewiston and Cornish and Sanford could get to 80 by tomorrow afternoon. And then a front approaches and clouds increase in the afternoon with rain coming in after midnight from the northwest. And this is a front that the models were struggling with a little bit last week. I think ultimately they kind of compromised in the middle, where it is a front that moves through pretty quickly, but it has some decent downpours in it. So through Wednesday morning, we've got some heavy downpours along the coast, still some rain inland, but it does look like by mid to late morning, most of us start clearing out. We may actually end with some late day sunshine. So it's certainly not an all day rain event on Wednesday. Rainfall amounts, according to the European model, are somewhere between a ½ inch and 3/4 of an inch, which is a little bit healthier than what they showed last week. Not quite as juicy as a few GFS model runs that had us over an inch. It's something. We've talked about how much rain we need for the drought, and it's a whole lot more than this, but we'll take what we can get, right? After that front comes through, just way down for Thursday with highs only in the 50s, in some cases low 50s. We stay suppressed into the 60s straight through the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, things look good for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's getting a little sketchy for Sunday and into Monday because we've got what looks like a subtropical low developing under this ridge, and it's trying to push into it by the second half of the day, Sunday and into Monday. I don't know the answer here. I would say it's a little tenuous, though, if we're able to stay dry on both Sunday and Monday. It has to do with the strength of that high and the strength of that subtropical low. So let's keep an eye on that. I'm glad that Todd put a rain shower chance in on Sunday because I think we need to address that possibility. I also think you have a better chance of a shower over southern Maine than you do over northern Maine, just based on how this is set up. So we'll keep an eye on that. Either way, it's cool, and overnight lows are back to about freezing or into the 30s at least through the middle of the week, which, you know, we talked about this. 60 is a whole lot closer to our average than 82. So we're actually kind of resetting closer to where we normally would be, and that's the case with the weekend as well. We'll try to nail that down because I know it's a long weekend for many people.
It's just so wild to have such temperature differences.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. I mean, it's just like different. You're like, okay, summer, no, back to fall, and you get to like slowly transition into, you know how I feel about November. So
that's fair. I love November. I know you don't.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, thank you.